today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, this is the National Football League. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. That's caught, Andre Yoshivas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. An inside give, Brown. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now we're going to get a timeout here for an injured player, and that's Jamar Chase, who is in some obvious discomfort right now. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Able to find Higgins. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Back deep is Steven Sims. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start with the option. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us no score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They go play action with Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this incomplete. An excellent play downfield on the football. Might have had a shot to pick it off even, but it's second down.
And they've been kept off the scoreboard in this first half, but here toward the end, they're trying to change that in one fell swoop, but that winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here we go. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll get it down inside the 25. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now Burrow on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. McPherson's kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trail by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
The drive will start with an option going left. Then he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing is Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now Jackson will look to throw it, eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Now 2nd and 4. Now Jackson.
kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's third down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as the understand where they are on the field?
Here's first down. Jackson. Wiggles free.
Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now, more and more precious as it ticks. Here's second down and 3. Jackson to throw. That's complete right around the 8. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's first and goal. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Henry up the middle. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the fourth, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice, intense, on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Conditions only going to get worse as we get back to football here to start this overtime. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And they'll begin by running the option. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's 2nd down. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jackson connecting with Andrews. To keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Decision time now on 4th and about 1.5 yards.
I can still hear my high school coach John Ford right now. I want my #1 play with my #1 runner over my #1 blocker. Get me the first down. But some may very well say, punt this thing away, pin them down deep, and play field position.
The Ravens send their punter out now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. First throw in overtime now for Burrow. That one caught by all, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 1 overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. From the 25, here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions. They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8. To throw, Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sand. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Burrow. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. I know they may want to go for this, but the smart play probably to punt it, even given the field position, right?
In a sense, you honor what they've done all game. And this is a defense that's held the score down, kept it tight, kept you right in it, and they're really jonesing for one more shot. Give it to them. Let them play defense for you and give you a better chance to win the game.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. And in double overtime, this needs to be a good one. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
Throwing, Jackson. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And it's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5. Now Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. Incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, team. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. On the return is Williams.
We dominate today.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3. Burrow. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kyle Van Noy. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Man, what a battle. I mean, what a game this has turned out to be, Charles, as we're going to have now a 5th drive here in overtime.
I don't know how they're doing it out there because the focus, the concentration, that has to stay as high as the intensity, and it's hard to do with how hard-hitting this game has been. But at this point, you got kicking in your background. Can you go down there and put one through the post so we can all go home?
I don't think they want me down there, but of course we've said it multiple times. That's all it takes right now, 3 to win it. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it. And that one will go down in the books as just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, the play of their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.